Hello guys, and welcome to another SCPH replay here, sent in by the community. So this time, it's gonna be a CVC. Now let's introduce our players real quick here on the top left. We got Howald. Hello, Howald. Can actually speak like that the whole time. Hello, my name is Howald. I'm be playing the Warg, and I'm be trying to make some drones up and ready to go. So yeah, Howald here on the top left. Here on the bottom right, we got Toei. So Toei gonna be facing off against Howald in a ZVZ. Looks like these two chatting it about. So it does seem like both players have seen each other before in the ladder. Interesting stuff. So Howald asking Toei if he is gonna play a rush, maybe a pool, a what they call it's not really a 6 pool anymore, like a 12 pool, a 14 pool. Just go for the push, all in, no need for anything else. But it does seem like Toei is gonna decide to play an early extractor, so it does mean he's going for metabolic boost as soon as possible. On the flip side, Howald gonna be focusing heavily on minerals. It does mean he's gonna go for a second base a lot earlier than Toei. So more aggression here from the bottom right blue Zerg compared to the top left red one, Overlord. So flying along here on Port Alexander LE. This is an older patch, guys, not really their latest one, so maybe just a few nuances here and there. But anyway, Toei now gonna be deciding to build up that metabolic boost to allow Zerglings to run even faster, maybe go into the base, into the heart of Howald's defensive lines, his economy, and allow him to just take the win outright in like the 10-minute mark. So there you go. The first two Zerglings come on out. So he's still on one base. On the flip side, Howald looking to make that second one, but he does have 4 Zerglings now compared to the 2 coming from Toei. Another set from Toei though going to be coming on out. It does seem like both players are completely dead even in terms of supply in army and workers. So Howald though does break that equilibrium, builds up another drone a little earlier on the Overlord, and this one Zergling can decide to scout things out. Now the real question is, can Toei just get the epic surround? And here we go, already going for the pokes. These two Zerglings so giving chase to this one, so this other 2 Zerglings gonna be deciding to go straight into the base. The Queen now in position to go for the defense as well, and the Overlord is under attack. Now it does seem like Toei's offensive right now not really working out in his favor. Metabolic boost is almost done and dusted, and the Queen going for the spawn larva to allow more larva to turn into Zerglings or drones. The second base now being built, a lot of vision being given by the Overlord so far. Here we go. This one Zergling now just playing the ultimate scout, really deserves a pay raise for everything he's done. He sees these Zerglings just running along so quick with the metabolic boost. Toei now set on up on the outside. Howald gonna be bunching up his units, and he goes for the attack. The Queen's in the backline, able to get the spines ongoing, the range attack helping him out, and the Zerglings of course looking for the surround in the first place. So Toei's deciding, okay, it's time to back on out, time to recoup. He puts the Baneling Cocoons here on the low ground, putting one Zergling here on the high just to make sure that his opponent doesn't see any of this. So now, no Baneling vision whatsoever as of yet. Gonna go for the brawl in the hall instead, and these poor Zerglings gonna get torn apart. Now these Banelings though might get some good hits if they can get into the middle line of the Zerglings in the first place. Now here comes the pokes again. The Banelings backing on out, doesn't want to die, it's just one thing, and there you go. One of the Zerglings going for the poke, and this might be it. No, never mind. Perfect micro there from Toei. Gonna go for the hit on the 5. The acid just corroding all those poo Zerglings. And honestly, in a ZVZ, one of my favorite matchups is the Zerglings versus the Zergling Baneling composition. You can see the speed as well as the acid threat. Here, Howald is just trying to back on out. He does see the Cocoons now just being hatched up. And here we go with the surround. The other Queen giving support. And a lot of damage being done by Howald right now, forcing Toei to back on out. In the meantime, Toei deciding it's time to go for the economy, has the Roach Warren and the Baneling Nest ready to go. Another brawl in the hall here between the 2. And the second base always under attack, gonna be quite a pest here for Howald to deal with. But now going for the Queen first, good hits there. Gonna get a few drones as well as some Zerglings along the way. Gonna be hatching it up into another Baneling Nest. And you can see, due to all this, Howald can't really tech up. He's too busy in the front. He's finally gonna get some Roach Warrens to actually face off against those Banelings with those tough tanky roaches. Toei though, big hit with the Baneling. It does seem though he is a little behind in terms of the losses. Going for some pokes right now, but the economical damage right now done by Toei is enough to force Howell to go on the high ground. Basically, what Toei is doing is forcing Howell to be technically on one base in the first place. In the meantime, he's just trying to tech up, trying to build some workers alongside the attack units that he wants in the first place. But this attack not over yet. The Baneling's not out in front. The Roaches though very efficient, very strong, getting the range attack ongoing. The Baneling can't even get the bust onto the bulk of the army, and it does seem like Howell is gonna be living to fight another day. Toei deciding though it's time to back on out all the way to the middle of the map. Two of the Roaches going for the pokes. Might get surrounded here, and here we go again. Toei now getting a good little dance onto those two Roaches to get those takedowns. Sorry about that, guys. But honestly, it's always a good thing to see some Zergling micro here. For me, Zerglings are my favorite units in the Zerg army. They're so fast, they're so swarmy, and it's always fun to just 200 them in the first place. Howell though gonna decide maybe it's time to get a sneaky third ongoing. This does put a big hit onto his mineral line, but it is what it is. Gonna be decided to build up a few Roaches as well for the defense. Finally gonna get that second extractor here on the main base. On the flip side, still one gas here for Toei. He's just been basically playing Zerglings and Banelings, but unfortunately for him, his bases aren't as saturated as they can be, so he is quite behind in terms of the minerals as of the moment. What can Toei do right now? He has decided to go for the Roaches as well, but these attacks now not really the wisest ones, and he's gonna decide to back on out instead. This might be an opportunity here for Howell to actually go for the counter attack, and finally a Spine Crawler comes on out to be a little more tanky and get some consistent damage ongoing. Howell has been mostly on the defense so far. Toei on the offense, and he's gonna decide to play the Ravagers this time. He doesn't have too many minerals or gas in the back though, so he can only afford two. And here comes another assault. Toei now getting in position again. Gonna be coming on over. Here comes the Zerglings into the middle line, getting some pokes onto the drones in the first place. Surround coming on out, and what is Howell doing? He's just going for the funnel right now, trying to get on away. Toei could have gone for the corrosive vial, but it is what it is. Instead, here comes the aim move to victory, getting those drones in the first place. Good positioning though with the Roaches all the way in the back, but there comes the vial, gets the damage done. The Zerglings looking to clean on up, and Toei gonna be backing on out. Job is done. Some really good pokes here from Toei, cleaning on up. He sees a few units on the low, and it's gonna be easy pickings on those Roaches, on those drones. Look at these eggs now trying to hatch on out. What can Howell do? Can he actually salvage this second base? Here comes another set of Roaches, another cycle. Toei deciding to back on out, and one of the Ravagers gets caught. The Ravager, such a big unit in the first place. Easy hitbox right there. And Howell and Toei, another reset here. But that's a lot of damage done already onto the side of the Red Zerg. There you go. A lot of units being lost so far. And here comes Howell now on the cleanup duty. Gonna be a janitor of his own outside. And with Toei playing ambitiously, gonna be morphing up 5 Banelings along the way. Is this gonna be enough though? Can Toei actually get the bust in the middle of all of this? Here comes the surround now from Howell. This might be a big mistake as the Banelings are coming on out. And there you go. There's the hits. Get some damage done onto the Zerglings. The Roaches though are quite tanky. And even as the crescendo falls, Toei is the one forced to back on out. Very risky play there for Howell, but that's what the Roaches do in the first place. So Toei finally showing his card, showing his defensive line here. Gonna be a few Zerglings. Howell gonna be bringing in 2, make that 5 Roaches into this fight, and the Zerglings of course easy surround with the Metabolic Boost. Gonna get a takedown right now, just able to clean on up onto this retreating squad. The Roaches really having a tough time. Good attack move there, stutter stepping with the Roaches, but in the end, it's just maximizing what you can get, as Howell will for sure lose everything in this attack. So now we're gonna be waiting on for another cycle here from either Zerg. Spawning pool, Roach Warren here for Howell, not really using this third base, so even with the sneaky economical advantage, he doesn't really use it to his advantage. On the flip side, Toei now finally saturating his base, has 2 guys on boat, has a good amount of workers, and you can see even though Howell has 3 bases, Toei is still there in terms of the economy, even ahead in gas. So for Toei, he might be able to get another reinforcement cycle even earlier than his opponent. He's gonna go for the third base right now, trying to set on up. Here comes the Roaches, and here comes these really slow Zerglings. Hasn't got a metabolic boost yet, till now, finally researching it up. On the flip side, we are gonna get our standard Zerg wall, gonna be double Evo Chambers for some good +1s, Ravager Cocoon, as well as Banelings, and you can see Toei really enjoying playing the Cocoon play all out in front. The Overlord, though, in position to maybe get some vision here right now. Doesn't see it in the moment. And really, this Overlord playing with fire behind enemy line spots out those two Roaches moving on out. But it is what it is. We've finally seen the calm before the storm here, guys. As really, we've been having non-stop action so far between these two Zergs right here in the middle. But for now, finally we see some creep tumors being put up. The Queens having their time here. The third base gonna be built up here for Toei as well. Howl on the meantime, we finally up getting some drones, getting some extra eggs as well. And we will see the Hydralisk Den here for the side of the Red Zerg. On the flip side, Tunneling Cost being built up here on the Roach Warren. Do we get some Baning upgrades as well? I'm not really sure. But +1 on both melee and range attack has a third. So we will see all +1s researching up. A lot of investments here from Toei to try and get the advantage. On the flip side, Howl gonna be creep block very soon, gonna be supply block rather very soon, as one of the Overlords do fall. The Queen's now using their movement speed on the creep to be able to just give chase and potentially get the takedown. This one Overlord really low already. Is this gonna be enough? Yes, it is. And good creep start here from Toei. He even gets it onto the low ground with the creep tumor. Is gonna be ready to set up for a 4th and a 5th. On the flip side, here comes Howl now, bunching his units up, and look how many upgrades here for Toei are on the way. On the flip side though, I like this. Howl gonna decide to play the Lurker Den. Very, very smart. Trying to get the light damage done. Just get the AoE and rip apart those Zerglings as they run on by. What can Toei do in the face of adversity like this? The Hydralisks are numbering in a few. So it's gonna be 4 Lurkers along the way. Make that 5, 7 those Hydralisks become 5 Lurkers. And it's gonna be a very, very scary time here for Toei to deal with. This last attack though might make the big difference between these two. It might be the game changer. It might be the game winner, honestly, as Howl gonna be losing up another Overlord right there, not getting the scouting that he needs, and another creep block. So it really slows him down. I keep calling creep block when supply block, but what I really mean is it really slows him down in those reinforcement cycles. He can't build anything up along the way, so he has to build Overlords instead. Interesting note though, it's not even. It's 104 on the bottom. It's 105 on the top right. So I wonder what's true. It is what it is right now. Howl trying to get in position. And why is this one supply below? Howl and Howl not seeing eye to eye. And this might be Howl's time to attack. Here comes the units. The Lurkers trying to get in position. An interception though by the Zerglings. And here comes the Burrow. Will this be enough? The spines are grooving. And here we go. The Roaches and the Ravagers trying to get back in position. The Lurkers though still staying on, and we will see a small little respite as of the moment. But here they go. It's just a trap. It's a trap, Toei. He has to back on out. He does see the Lurkers with his Overseer, but here comes another Burrow on in. What can Toei do in this one? Howl getting such a good surround, so much damage done, and this might be all over, folks, as Toei has lost everything. He doesn't have any minerals in the bank. Can he get another cycle ongoing? The Lurker now getting in position, and Howl able to just win that one out in the face of adversity, in the face of pressure. A good game, guys. A lot of back and forth action. Toei looking to be the aggressor, but in the end, the counter attack and the Lurker tech switch working out in the favor of Harold. So I guess, Harold, the W in your name stands for a win, and you take it. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning on in, and again, if you do want to send in your replays, just send it over at gamesarpool@gmail.com. That's GAMESAREPOOL@gmail.com.